Why does God allow suffering? Christian Q&A. Today, we're diving into one of the most challenging questions many of us wrestle with. Why does God allow suffering? This is a question that touches all of us at some point in our lives. Whether it's personal pain or seeing others suffer, it's natural to wonder why a loving God would allow such things. In this video, we'll explore what the Bible says about suffering, God's role in it, and how we can find hope even in the hardest moments. Understanding the origin of suffering. Genesis 3:16-19 KJV. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree, of which I commanded thee, saying, Thou shalt not eat of it, cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground. For out of it wast thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. The fall of humanity brought sin and suffering into the world. Suffering wasn't part of God's original design. In Genesis, we see that Adam and Eve's disobedience led to a broken relationship with God and the introduction of pain, death, and hardship into the world. God's purpose in allowing suffering. 1. To build character and faith ***. James 1:2-4 Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. 2. To bring us closer to him. Psalm 34:18. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. In times of pain, many people find themselves seeking God more fervently than ever before. 3. To show his glory. John 9:1-3 And as Jesus passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man, or his parents, that he was born blind? Jesus answered, Neither hath this man sinned, nor his parents, but that the works of God should be made manifest in him. The man born blind was healed to display God's power. Sometimes, God allows suffering to demonstrate his power and goodness in ways we cannot see immediately. How we should respond to suffering. 1. Trust in God's sovereignty. Romans 8:28. And we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love him. We may not always understand, but we can trust that God is working behind the scenes for our ultimate good. 2. Lean on God in prayer. Philippians 4:2-6-7 Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. I encourage you all to pray during difficult times, tabling all that is bothering you before him, and he will come through for you. 3. Support others. 2 Corinthians 1-3 For God comforts us in all our troubles, so that we can comfort those in any trouble. I encourage you to be the hands and feet of Jesus to others who are suffering, because when you help those in need, you are also helping yourself. To summarize, suffering exists because of sin, but God has a purpose even in our pain. He uses it to refine us, draw us closer to him, and show his glory. We can trust in his plan, even when we don't understand it fully. If you're going through a tough time, I want to encourage you to spend time in prayer and lean on God. He is near to the brokenhearted. Let me know in the comments what helps you stay strong in times of suffering. And if you have more questions, feel free to share them for future videos. Remember, even in the midst of suffering, God's love never fails. He is with us, and he promises to wipe away every tear one day. Revelation 21:4. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need encouragement today.